Welcome to the third Scrum event, Sprint Review. Upon completion, you will understand the purpose of the Sprint Review, you will learn about the importance of having a working product, you will learn who attend the Sprint Review, and you will learn how to conduct a Sprint Review. So let's get started. The Sprint Review is an informal meeting with developers, the Scrum Master, the Product Owner, and stakeholders will attend. The purpose of the Sprint Review is to produce a conversation between the team and the stakeholders about how to make the product better. The Sprint Review takes place at the end of the sprint and is designed to gather actionable feedback of what the team has been completed. This ceremony, also known as a demo, is an exciting opportunity for the team to showcase its work and to inspect the overall roadmap of the product, which is product backlog. The product owner incorporates the lesson learned during the conversation into the product backlog, completing yet another inspection and adaptation cycle. The meeting itself should be strictly time-boxed to not more than an hour per week of sprint. So, 2-week sprint would have a 2-hour review and a 1-week sprint, a 1-hour review. Another important thing, but often overlooked aspect of the review is to have a working software. The point of the review is to get feedback from the customer and end user. If the software isn't tested and working, then it's not possible to start this important feedback loop. Remember, the review does include a demonstration, but the focus should be conversation. Now let's see structure and agenda of the Sprint Review. Attendees include the Scrum team and key stakeholders invited by the product owner. The product owner explains what product backlog items have been done and what has not been done. And then developers discuss what went well during the sprint, what problems they ran into, and how those problems were solved. Developers demonstrates the work that is done and answers the question about the increment. Then the product owner discusses the product backlog as it stands. He or she projects likely completion dates based on progress to date, if needed. The entire group collaborates on what to do next so that the Sprint Review provides valuable input to subsequent sprint planning meeting. Review of how the marketplace or potential use of the product might have changed, what is the most valuable thing to do next, and review of the timeline, budget, and potential capabilities and marketplace for the next anticipated release of the product. Okay, now that you know the structure of the Sprint Review meeting, let's see how to conduct a Sprint Review. And there are many ways for conducting a Sprint Review. This Sprint Review meeting agenda outlines the activities with a typical Sprint Review meeting. So you should start. Sprint Review meeting starts, and then welcome to stakeholders, where the product owner welcomes the stakeholders to attend the Sprint Review. And then present review agenda, where product owner presents the agenda for the Sprint Review. Present product increment, so developers present the product demo that has been implemented in the sprint. Get feedback, the product owner asks the stakeholders for feedback regarding the product that has been delivered. Present product backlog, the product owner presents the top of the product backlog to stakeholders to get feedback for the upcoming sprints and solicit feedback from the stakeholders related to the backlog. And then meeting ended. Now let's recap Sprint Review. Attendees are developers, Scrum Master, Product Owner, and optional project stakeholders. When? At the end of the sprint or milestone. Duration is from 30 to 60 minutes. Agile Framework, Scrum, and Kanban. Like planning, review for Kanban teams should be aligned with team milestones rather than on fixed cadence. Purpose. Iteration review is the time to showcase the work of the team. They can be in casual format like Demo Fridays or in the more formal meeting structure. This is the time for the team to celebrate their accomplishments, demonstrate work finished within iteration, and get immediate feedback from the project stakeholders. And remember, the work should be fully operational and meet the team's quality bar to consider complete the ready to showcase in the review. And final word of advice. For teams that are new to sprint reviews, there's a strong temptation to bleed sprint review into the retrospective. A sprint review is an independent ceremony from a sprint retrospective, so take time to enjoy the fruit of your labors. Liberally celebrate accomplishments. Effective sprint review build up the morale and motivation of the team.